Hello everyone, happy new week. My name is Paulina. I live in California and it's a privilege for me to start studying the lesson from the Sabbath School quarter. It's from the book of Acts. For this week we will have lesson number 10, page 52, the surrender of Saul. Acts chapter 9 verse 6 said, "And he, trembling and astonished, said, Lord, what wilt thou have me to do? And the Lord said unto him, Arise and go into the city, and it shall be told thee what thou must do." The Great Controversy, page 601, said, "Our own future well-being and also the salvation of other souls depend upon the course which we now pursue. We need to be guided by the Spirit of truth. Every follower of Christ should earnestly inquire, Lord, what wilt thou have me to do?" We have this wonderful story. In the Bible said the conversion of Saul under chapter 9. We will study about the conversion of Saul. Saul that lately was called Apostle Paul. Actually, he had both names because he has a dual citizenship. He was a Jew and he was Roman by birth too. And his name Saul was a Hebrew name because he was from the tribe of Benjamin, and his parents were Jews. And the name Paul was his Greek name because when he was born, his parents were living in Tarshish, and Tarshish was was a city of Cilicia, and that territory was under Romans that time. And when he was born, of course, he got the citizenship of Romans. And he used his name Saul because he was so proud of being a Jew and being a Pharisee. He was a very educated and a very good Pharisee. He was very religious, and in his desire and zeal for the Lord, he started persecuting all the Christians, all the followers of Jesus, because it was against the tradition and against the Jewish tradition. And he started persecuting all the followers of Christ, thinking that they were enemies of God. And let's go on Sunday. A transforming light. Explain the agony of Saul and how Christ arrested his spiritual blindness of kicking against the pricks of conscience. We have first in Jeremiah 17:5 a Bible verse that it's very interesting. "Thus said the Lord, Cursed be the man that trusted in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from the Lord." And whose heart departed from the Lord. I think that this was his situation. He was trusting so much in the priests and the people around him. He trusted in himself, and the Bible verse said that it's cursed the man that trusted in man. And we have the verses 1 to 5 from chapter 9, and actually this is starting the experience of his conversion. When he decided to go after other Christians that they flew from Jerusalem because of the persecution, he decided to go after them wherever they are. And some of them were in Damascus, and he decided to go to the priest and to ask for orders, for some letters that allowed him to go and get everyone, doesn't matter if it's a man or woman, that believe in Jesus, to get them, bring them to Jerusalem and put them in prison. And he got these orders, and the Bible verses explain us what happened on this journey. He started the journey with other men, and on his way to Damascus, something unusually happened. Was surrounded by a great light suddenly, and he fell down, and he asked the Lord. Well, actually, when he fell down, he heard the voice, said the Bible, verse 4, heard the voice saying unto him, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? And verse 5 said, and he said, Who art thou, Lord? And the Lord said, I am Jesus whom thou persecutest. It is hard for thee to kick against the pricks. We have here this saying, it's hard to kick against the pricks. And I looked it up, it's like, what does that mean? And I looked it up, and it seems like it's a proverb. It's a Greek proverb that even the Jews was using it, especially to illustrate the farmers when they are plowing the field. The animal to go straight, they have somehow to guide it and to control the animal. And when the animal was stubborn and going their own directions and not on the right direction where the farmer wants the animal to go, was kind of, controlling. And some of them use kick, to kick the animal. And some of them, they have some iron, I don't know how. And when the animal was going astray, that piece of iron was hurting the animal. And if they are stubborn, it's going actually more in the flesh and cause, pain. And there was kind of a Saul situation, because he was still Saul. Suddenly, he find out that Jesus talks to him. And Jesus said, I am Jesus that you are persecuting him. And it's very interesting how Jesus, it's showing his interest for his followers. Saul was actually persecuting his followers, but Jesus said, you are persecuting me because I am one with them. Whatever you do to these people, to these followers of mine, you're doing to me. And it was hard for him to suddenly to understand that whatever he does, it's against the Lord, because he was thinking that he is doing God's work, trying to destroy all the influences about Jesus, because he didn't want to accept that he was the Messiah. And now understanding that Jesus actually was the Messiah and he's talking to him in this heavenly vision was very shocking for him. And this answer that he received kind of break the bubble that he was, covered with his self-righteousness, and whatever he did, he was proud of it because he was working for the Lord and for his cause. And now everything breaks. And of course, it was so hard for him to accept that he was wrong and he was doing against the work against the Lord, not in favor of the Lord. Let's read the note. The note said that the mind that resisted the truth will see everything in the perverted light. It will be fastened in the sure toils of the enemy and view things in the light of the enemy. Saul of Tarsus was an example of this. He had no moral right to be an unbeliever, but he had chosen to accept the opinion of man rather than the counsel of God. He had the prophecies pointing to the Messiah, but the saying of the rabbis and the word of man were preferred. Saul had witnessed Stephen's forbearance toward his enemy and his forgiveness of them. He had also witnessed the fortitude and the cheerful resignation of many who had caused to be tormented and afflicted. He had seen some yield up even their lives with rejoicing for the sake of their faith. All these things had appealed loudly to Saul, and at times had thrust upon his mind an almost overwhelming conviction that Jesus was the promised Messiah. We see that God in his love didn't let Saul without having knowledge and having opportunity to see that Jesus was the Messiah. But he was kind of the same like the animal, like the farming example, having their way. And when God was trying to direct their way in the right direction, he was stubborn. And in his battle, in his rebellion, Jesus want to show him that he is in control. It's like, you know what, you are going to look for my people, to my followers, but this is the situation. I am Jesus who you are persecuting. And kind of trying to make him understand that his battle against the disciples is a lost battle. His rebellion and his stubbornness has to be stopped because Jesus is in control. And he finally, kind of ashamed and scared, accepted that actually he was doing something against the Lord. This was the lesson for Sunday. We see how this conversion started. We see that Jesus discovered himself through this light and through the voice that Saul heard. And now we will continue our lesson tomorrow to see what happened after that. May God bless you and have a good day.